Today we'll be talking about releasing dreams into the atmosphere. Reflections of Purpose. Hello, my name is Karen Sims. You've joined us here at Twisted Threads, and these are our installments of Reflections of Purpose. And today's topic, we're going to be talking about releasing of dreams into the atmosphere. And so this one is getting a little bit deeper into our everyday practical things, because this topic is going to require us to sit in a different seat. For many of our dreamers, is where you already live. It's where you take care of your everyday activities. But for many of us, especially most adults, we have a challenge because we haven't, in many instances, had an opportunity to dream on an everyday basis. And so I'm talking about more than just the fact that we get the opportunity to dream during the nighttime, but I mean being intentional about sharing your aspirations with people in your circle. Those people who you know will be able to assist you with building your dream, with cultivating your dream, with even watering the seeds of your dream. And there are many times where we get in our lives so inward with our thoughts because we think no one else will understand. And odds are there are a lot of times where you got people in your circle who they may not understand. But the challenge that we get to tackle when we think about releasing our dreams into the atmosphere is getting with like-minded people. So we've got an installation of our Reflections of Purpose where we talk about setting squad goals. Well, if you're a writer, as you set your squad goals, you should probably have some other authors and writers and speakers and teachers in your circle. Why? Because they'll help you stay motivated after you release your dream into the atmosphere. Now, I, for one, understand that releasing your dream into the atmosphere is something that sometimes seems scary. It seems like it's a big mountain for you to climb, but it's also one that's necessary. Why? Because usually there's some things that we do when there's a wedding. There's some things when we do when there's a special event. What do? We send out a save the date. We send out a special announcement. After a child is born, we may even send out a birth announcement. For a wedding, you get a wedding invitation or an invitation to a bridal shower. I love it because I'm in a season where I promise you, every 6 months, it seems like it's either a wedding or a baby that's coming into our family. But it becomes really exciting for us because we get to celebrate the additions of more people into our family. And so we're learning how to love each other better. We're learning how to grow in a different way. And it's exciting for us because we get opportunities to share our dreams and our legacy building techniques with other people. So recently, I went on a trip with two of my oldest granddaughters and my niece, and I love it because for my two granddaughters, it was their first international trip. And I thought, wow, this is amazing. This is such a great opportunity that I get to allow them to see cultures on other continents and in other countries, and hopefully be able to ignite a passion for travel with them that I have a passion for travel. And so I shared those experiences with them and thought, wow, this is so great. And one of the dreams that I share with them is that I would be able to travel worldwide, not just for me, but for my family, and that they would be able to do that as well. Now, seems like a simple thing, right? Yeah, no big deal. But if I didn't share that with them, then I wouldn't be able to plant a seed of that thing in their lives either. They would not understand. So why is it that I love to travel? Well, you kind of got it in your DNA. Why is it that you have certain things in your life that you're just like, these are dreams of mine that I've had since I was a little girl? And then life set in. And then we got the notion that we needed to stop dreaming. And we needed to stop being in the pursuit of the things that we consider our dreams and a visionary mindset that we have. Well, I wanted to come on today with an important reminder for you to say to you, you got to remember to dream. You got to continue to dream. You got to continue to have hope when hope seems hopeless. You know, a lot of times we have different things that happen in our lives, and maybe you got married and so that degree seemed a little bit further, and then you started having kids, and that dream job that you wanted to have seemed like, oh, well, it's never going to happen. But we also will be talking about how you can do and set up in your life when delays come, when the detours come. How can you move forward when there's a delay in your life to say, it's not a no, but it's a not right now. So maybe you got to, build up the money. When you're going to buy a house, you got to save some money before you go somewhere and say, I'd like to move into that house. You also need to figure out who are the people in your circle that you need to share some portions of your dream with. Now, for me, my dreams evolve day by day by day. And I think it's an amazing thing because I had a conversation with a business partner and colleague of mine, as I mentioned, that perhaps maybe 3 to 5 years ago, my dreams were different, but I went through a phase of recalibrating my dreams and resetting my focus on what my current goals would be. And once I reset my goals and said, I'm going into this direction, it did also alter the dreams that I had for myself. Usually when you alter dreams in your life and you hold on to hope and you have great big faith, you get the opportunity to then dream what? Bigger dreams. Imagine that. So your dream of owning a home moves from not just you owning a home, but you owning multiple homes or you owning land in multiple states. Like until I was able to acquire my first rental property and I became somebody's landlord. Oh my goodness. Like it was an amazing thing, but I was able to complete a goal of obtaining an investment property. And the great thing about that was once I set the goal and was able to complete it, there was a dream that was attached to it that I never even thought of. Never even tried to cultivate, never even tried to wonder if there were other things that would set me up in a financial status in a different way. I just was going along with everyday life. And then one of the things that I thought was so amazing is that I also have dreamers in my inner circle. And so those dreamers shared their dreams with me. And sometimes the practical Karen will rise up and be like, well, what's the task, surrounded around those goals and those dreams that you set. But a lot of times we as adults don't get the opportunity to set ourselves up to just be able to do sort of those freestyle dreams. So what would your dreams be if you didn't have boundaries to set around them? What if you didn't have to think about the money that it was going to take? If you didn't have to think about the time or the education or the resources, but that you just dreamed the dream? That's it. Without boundaries, we normally get to dream bigger dreams. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because if your dream is big enough, the resources will come. The people will come and be a blessing to you. You'll put in the work and you'll get your hustle on in the way that is the most appropriate for you. But if you never dream the dream, when the resources come, you won't even be able to identify where they belong in your life. So if you say, I want to write a book, and the resources come to say, hey, I've got this editor over here that has said she's going to be working with, 3 new authors at no charge. If you don't start writing the book, then that opportunity will just seem like a missed opportunity and more failure in your dream life. But the more you dream and set yourself up for the impossible to be possible, you get the chance to say, you know what? I'm going to release more dreams. So I want to write the book and I want to start the podcast and I want to move out and step away from fear. And I want to step into that new relationship. And I want to maybe even step out of a bad and abusive relationship into something where I get to love more on myself and appreciate the self-love and the benefits of healing that brings into my life as well. There's so many different ways, and we'll continue to talk about them when we think about releasing of our dreams into the atmosphere. But first thing, you gotta be thinking about how can you be intentional? Who are the people that you need around you that can help water those dreams, that can help protect those dreams that you have? Because understand, there are dream stealers, there are dream killers, and they're gonna come and they're gonna try to take your idea and take it for themselves. So you got to be careful with whom you are sharing it, your specifics of your dream. But the fact is that if you don't put it out into the atmosphere in some way, shape, or form, maybe it's you in front of a mirror just saying, I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a professor. I'm going to be a dancer, a lawyer, whatever it is. Release it first to yourself so that you can cultivate it and water it. And then you begin to protect it as you would a new baby plant. You don't want to overwater it. You don't want to overfeed it. Why? Because you don't want to drown that dream. Write your vision down. Even if it seems like it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes setting the goals for what it is. And we'll share with you, because I love it with some of my collaborations. One of the authors that I know has what he calls a dream book. Blew my mind, and I won't get into all the details, but it gives you an opportunity to break down the steps that go along with you moving forward to birthing a dream to life. And so the first thing is a thought. The second thing is setting goals around how you do it. And hopefully maybe one of these days we'll have him come on and talk about the dream book, and it's being republished. And from what I understand, a version 2.0 is coming out. And it's a wonderful thing, because when we think about the areas of dreamers, some of us have not been doing it for so long that we forget how to do it. You know, a lot of people are like, well, if you learn how to ride a bike, you'll always know how to ride a bike. If you have not ridden a bike in 10 years, you better practice before you get out there without those helmets and training wheels and protective gear. And so that's the part of some of the stuff that I love about sharing dreams. But the biggest thing about when you share your dreams is not even the when. It's that you are going to build up your boldness that the day is going to come that you'll not only share your dream, but you will be able to visualize yourself living your dream. You see, releasing your dream into the atmosphere gives you the imagery and the vision for you to push forward and say, I think this thing can come to life. You know, the first thing and I love it because I love Disney. We got a whole bunch of kids that in my family. And one of the stories was of Pinocchio. And that was one of the earliest stories that we remember. And it's like, he wanted to be a real life boy. And the first thing of all the magic, of all the things, that the dream that he dreamed was that he believed that he would be able to do that thing. Here at Twisted Threads, we want to share opportunities to motivate you and build you up so that if nothing else, you believe that your dreams are available to you and that they're possible in your lifetime. But we got to put in the work. And so we're here to support you, to twist our threads together so that we create a beautiful tapestry in your lives. Look, it's Twisted Threads. These are our reflections of purpose. As always, make it an amazing day.
Reflections of purpose.